Hello everyone and welcome back to our class of economics. Last time we studied about the occupational structure on the eve of independence, and now we are going to study about the infrastructure on the eve of independence. Now, what is infrastructure? Now, this infrastructure refers to the element of economic changes and social changes, and these changes serves as the foundation for the growth and development of a country. Now, talking about the economic changes like transportation, improvement of transportation, communication, banking, and power and energy system. Then social changes, when we talk about the social changes, the growth of education, then health care and housing facility available for all. So when the infrastructure of the country is improved, then we can say that the country have grown in a social changes in a better way and in a economic changes in a better way. So when we describe these infrastructure during the time of British rule, then we talk about the first thing, that is railway. Now railways was developed by Britishers. Now these development was done by the Britishers, not for our country or not for our uses. It was done for their benefit, so they can export the product from one place to another, and they can cover the interior area of the India, and they can expand the British market in those areas. The second, ports were developed. So ports were developed not for the export of Indian products to all over the world. It was developed for the export of raw material to Britain and import from finished good from Britain to Indian markets. Then third, we talk about the post and telegraph. Now these systems were developed for the administrative efficiency, so that it can these can help improve the efficiency of the administrative service, administrative management at that time. Now fourth point, now roads. So roads were developed for the transportation of raw material from the different part of the country to the ports, so they can easily bring the raw material from different interior areas, and they can bring it and deliver to the ports areas. Now looking to railways, ports and telegraphs and roads and services, roads and other things, we can say that the some economic changes or some infrastructure changes were there at that time for our country, but we can say that the motive behind that these changes were not so positive for our country. Means they did all these changes for their benefit. Means they were trying to expand their British market in our country, in India. So they made all these developments so they can run their service, or they can exploit India on a large scale. And because of these things, we can say that the Indian economy remained to be backward. Now we talk about was there any positive impact of British rule on India? If we look upon the focus, or we look upon the idea of the British government at that time, so their motive was very clear and focused, that they want to colonize India and they want to exploit all the resources of the country. So but at the end, when the Britishers rule was end here, then at that time we can say that there was some positive outlook was given by them to the Indians. Like first thing, commercial outlook of the farmers. Now earlier the farmers were only producing as a subsistence farming they were doing. So but when the Britishers came, they forced the cultivators to cultivate for commercialization, and when they left, the farmers came to know that there could be another thing they can work with, or they can grow and crops and they can earn also. Now second point, the new opportunities of employment. As the spread of railways was there, now that opened new opportunities of economic and social growth also. Now third point, control of famines. Rapid means of transport facilitated rapid movements of food grain from one place to another, means to the famine affected area, means where the shortage of food is there due to drought and other natural calamities. So it can be accordingly said that it can be means the food grains could reach faster than in those areas and famine could be controlled. Now we talk about the fourth point, that is monetary system of exchange. Earlier there was barter system in India. Now when Britishers came they gave a look to monetary system of exchange. Now because of development of monetary system of exchange, growth facilitated division of labors, then specialization and large scale production was done. Then efficient system of administration. The British government in India left a legacy of an efficient system of administration. Now this served as a ready and reference for our politicians and planners. This chapter is completed now. We will meet up with the second chapter. Okay, thank you.